Let's welcome in Amnish Agarwal of Prabhudas Leeladhar. It's a new listing and Amnish has initiated coverage on that. Amnish, what's your call on Avenue Supermarkets, the new listing? Do you believe it will get the premium that it got yesterday?
You see, Avenue Supermarkets is among the best players in the retail space. The way they have conceived their business, the way the company has expanded and very conservative policies they have got, I think it is one of the much better companies in the overall retail space. And the fact that there were not many players available in the market, particularly on the hypermart side, so it has got a premium listing.
Right, but do you think this premium will continue? Do you think that, till the time they continue to grow 40-50%, they will get this premium?
You see, they have been growing at quite a fast pace in the past few years. And we are estimating 39% PAT CAGR for the coming 3 years. So the profit growth is good. The cash flows are there. It will be more like a net cash positive company from now on. Okay, regarding the P multiple, you see, the market always has both extremes. So it is attracting high P multiple today. Okay, how long it will continue? Difficult to say. Near-term calls slightly difficult, longer-term continues to be good.
Right, but as far as till the time, this 39-40% growth number that you said, till that continues, the premium is not going to come down.
You see, out of that, one part of there is something called, you can say, an EBITDA growth, okay, which would be, say, the mid-20s or high 20s. And then because you are repaying debt, and also you will be having surplus cash on the book, some part of the profitability growth will also come from lower interest burden and you can say the other income, which will be primarily the interest income. EBITDA growth, I expect that it should be something like a 24 to 26% range.
Right. Do you expect them to expand quite fast, or the policy that they have done so far, as in, going into areas where rent is low or price of real estate is not that high, that should continue?
You see, there are very few stores are in the rental premises. They have taken on long-term lease exceeding 30 years, and on a lot of places they have actually purchased the land and built the stores. Okay, so this is a very different strategy from most of the other retailers in India who take the premises on lease rent of 10 to 15 years. So this strategy, I would say, requires more long-term planning. And I don't think it is possible to open 30 or 40 stores every year under this strategy, because you need to purchase the land or take it on long-term lease, then you need to construct the building and so on. So I believe that last year was an abnormal year for them when they added 21 stores. This year they have added 10 stores till Q3. So my estimate is that they should be aiming at something like on an average 15 stores per annum for the coming few years.
Right. So if they, do about 15 to 20 stores, as you're saying, good growth of 14-15% growth would come from there. But do you expect the same store sales growth also to be strong?
You see, the major hallmark of DMart has been that the number of bills, okay, which every store has been cutting on an average, has been growing in mid-single digits. And the average bill value is also going up. Okay, at around say 100-150 bips more than inflation. So we are estimating that their number of bills cut per store would increase by say roughly around 4%, and with a similar say 4 to 5% increase in the average bill value. So that would itself give them say 8 to 9% kind of a growth. So the key here is that you are able to hold on to the consumer and attract new consumers even to the older stores. So if that continues, then the growth rates would be much higher than the area addition which you undertake. Because I am not factoring in more than 15 store additions every year as of now.
Right. In terms of, the management commentary, or, if you look at commentary from some of the other retail players, they're all saying that, growth is not picking up, consumer spend is not growing as much as they expected. So do you think in such an environment also this company is doing well? That's why there is no reason that, markets will tend to expect lower earnings growth from the company?
You see, there are two parts to the consumer spending. One is the discretionary spend, and and the other part is that you can say the daily necessities of life. When it comes to a discretionary spend, there has been a slowdown. Definitely, post demonetization, there has been a bigger impact. But when it comes to the basic necessities like food and grocery and all other items, which are say 75% of DMart sales, the impact has been far lower. Okay. In addition to it, what my sense is that in these kinds of the segment, you can continue to drive growth, and particularly even demonetization has benefited some of these retailers. So I think the overall consumption demand is growing, and because DMart is also concentrated in a few states, for example, Maharashtra and Gujarat are nearly 82% of its sales, and they are better off states with double digits kind of increase in consumer spending. And in addition to it, they are also there in 7 more states. So this concentrated policy, more focus on food and grocery, which is a daily use items, and giving a good value proposition to the consumer is something which has been driving their growth ahead of the industry peers, and I think that can continue for a while.
Right. In terms of other retailers or names like Future Retail or probably V-Mart or any other retail name, do you see them also following this model?
You see, as far as following the model in terms of purchasing the real estate or building your own stores is concerned, Trent Hypermart has tried that to some extent. But the largest retailer, Future Retail, is not at all looking at that model. In fact, they have hived off all the furniture and fixtures in their store to a group company, which is the Future Enterprises, because you can say, trim down the balance sheet and improve the return ratios. So as far as building your own stores, owning the real estate is concerned, I don't think any other company is looking at that. As far as giving the value proposition to the consumer or the sales mix is concerned, I believe that every retailer is following its own model. For example, Future Retail is focusing more on increasing the sales of, say, general merchandise and apparel, which DMart is also trying, but the proportion for Future Retail is higher, due to which their gross margins are roughly around 26%, as against DMart's around 15%. So I would say each and every retailer is having its own model, so it's very difficult actually to compare one with other, but definitely as of now, DMart is having more success as far as the profitability goes.
Do you expect that the entire retail sector will see a revival in terms of growth in same-store sales growth?
You see, the retail sector, if you look at the particularly Q3, the numbers were good because demonetization also benefited, particularly the food and grocery retailers. As far as the discretionary items are concerned, there was a lot of pressure even in apparel, in some of the other specialty retail segments, which I think the things will start stabilizing slowly, and it will move in line with the improvement in the consumer demand. And if you are looking at the revival in terms of, say, the investor interest, the DMart has definitely revived the investor interest in the retail stocks. But then it depends upon how the other companies in the sector do.
Right, but I'm not talking about the investor interest, but with GST implementation, unorganized players also seeing some amount of increase in their tax payout. Do you believe that organized retail would be the way ahead?
You see, organized retail has been growing faster than the overall consumption demand in the economy. But in a country like India, where we have lacked millions of mom and pop stores, I don't think that it can fully replace the mom and pop stores. Yes, it has been growing faster than the overall consumption demand, and it will continue to happen, but it will not be able to dislodge the mom and pop stores or the general trade, at least in the foreseeable future.
So what will be your call on the retail space? Retail will grow and outpace the unorganized space, which it has been doing for some years now?
Yeah. You see, that's what I'm saying, that organized retail will be growing faster than their unorganized peers. But having said that, the unorganized players are also changing the way they are, you can say, doing their business. A lot of mom and pop stores are also looking at creating self-service formats. A lot of them are also extending credit to consumers in the small, you can say, catchments. So they cannot be replaced. There is no substitute for mom and pop stores also. So both will continue to coexist. But having said that, there is a very high possibility that some of these organized players will grow at a faster pace than the overall growth in the market consumption pattern.
Right. Just a word on the consumption sector, considering GST and the impact it can have on the consumer stocks. What is your sense? Will GST can have a disruptive impact on the consumption sector, at least in the first year?
You see, it all depends upon the manner in which the GST is implemented and the rates under the GST. So my own sense is that, and as far as the commentary of the government goes, that they don't want to burden the common man, and there could be actually low taxes on the daily consumption items. If that happens, that is a positive step. But having said that, I am of the view that there could not be a blanket shift or something like which will totally disrupt the unorganized sectors. I expect some sort of an inventory destocking or the trade sitting on the lower inventory ahead of GST implementation. But I am not of the view that post the GST implementation, the unorganized sector will be completely wiped off or they will be under the bad shape. Yes, there would definitely be some shift happening from unorganized to unorganized, and also I expect that some of the unorganized players, they will try to come into the organized stream as the time goes by.
Amnish, thank you so much for taking out time for us and telling us what do you make of the Avenue Supermart IPO, which got listed yesterday, and the consumption pact.